Hey Scorpio, welcome to your monthly reading for February. Your first card is a card that I haven't yet used. I'll put that card aside. It's in the wrong deck. Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet in this deck. It's quite pretty actually. Interesting card. Anyway, I am using the Practical Magical Oracle for our main deck for February. I'm also using the Shapeshifter Oracle as a supporting energy deck. Okay, it actually wants one more, but to be that one that was in the wrong deck. So we're going to put that there at the bottom. Okay, crossing energy for those ones. That one for them too. And that too. Okay, interesting. Your cards are doing all sorts of different things today. So, our first card that we have is the energy that kind of we're setting in, or what you're working with on a very like, this is you, this is where you are. It's Gift of Solitude, Warm My Heart. It's February, it's Valentine's. There is a heart in this imagery. I'm going to show you the imagery because it's like really pretty. I don't know, I think it is anyway. She has a heart. I do think that when we do February readings, it typically does tend to go towards being very relationship or love orientated. So this makes sense for me. But I do feel like it is a good time to spend time with partners or loved ones. I'm getting kind of like, like staying home, watching movies. I do feel like if you are in the northern hemisphere, it may be wintry. So I'm getting this kind of comforts, just chilling and hanging out together is the vibes. And I feel like that's an energy that you are in, that you just can embody all that is love and comfort, and is really rawest form of just, being happy to just spend time with loved ones or doing whatever it is that you love. So I'm loving that you are in that energy. And it also is kind of as though that same principle of being alone is not lonely, and kind of enjoying your own company. So I feel like you're in a good space of it. I've been comfortable in the calm. So I'm loving that. You Belong is the crossing energy card. You Belong is raised by wolves, and it really is about accepting, finding and knowing your place in the world, that you belong exactly where you are. And I actually feel like you are in this energy of feeling that, like maybe you feel that this is where you should have been the whole time. This is what I've been waiting for. So I do think in terms of relationships, you probably are very much comfortable in relationships, or comfortable stepping your feet into the dating pool, or with friendships and family. I feel like you're in a good spot to find your place and feel like that there is a belonging there. So I had chili for my lunch before I started recording again, and I feel like I'm talking and burping and all sorts. It's not pretty. The crossing energy crosses onto the next card, which is Express Your Heart, Story Keeper. I feel again with this, I feel as though you are in a fundamental part of your life in terms of relationships, in terms of connection. And I do feel like this is just where you belong. And I feel like you kind of want to harness this energy of like holding on to it and keeping it close to you. It is a very like a feeling of home. I am loving that for you, Scorpio. I'm moving on quite quickly, but this is just how it's all sort of really easily flowing. The crossing energy between this and the next one is Artemis of the forest. Now you are independent and free, and this crosses to a card which is Be Kind, Charming. So we're going to talk about that. So we're going from this space of family, of love, of finding and belonging in your place. And I feel like this gives you the comfort that you need in order to be your true self, really be your independent self in the world. And I feel like this is the drive to better your circumstances. Now, the way that I can describe this is like once you are feeling safe and secure in areas of your life, you are able to venture out and feel secure. It's like being in a relationship where it's that healthy that you could go and work away for like a month and know that your love and your relationship's secure, you're communicating, you both know that you're both going to be faithful, and that you're doing what you need to do to earn the dollar to financially support. It's that kind of energy of like being secure enough that you're able to do exactly what you need to do or what you want to do in areas of your life. So I feel like you're now in a place where you're able to make decisions, and I feel like that brings out the charming self. This be kind, I feel like it's just bringing out your charm because you are in a very healthy position in this. So I feel like if you are really thriving in this energy, that is bringing out the side of you that you see as your best side. And I feel like it's helping others to kind of see who you are as a person, and I feel like nurturing that is in your best interest. But yeah, it feels as though there are people around you that are going to be enjoying the energy that you're in as well, and that you have to offer, that what you're bringing to the table. And I feel like they're watching you, actually. I feel like loved ones are watching you and kind of seeing you grow into who you are, and who you're becoming. I kind of get this sense of like when a child leaves home, a parent worries for however many years until you settle down, find someone, get your career in order, and you're in that life where they feel that they cannot have to worry about you so much because all of a sudden like they're so proud of how far you've come and what you're building for yourself. It's that kind of vibe I feel that here, that people are looking and they're having that kind of feeling towards you of being happy for you, which I feel like actually to you feels strange. I don't know why, just as I say that, I feel like for you it's like being a long time coming. So I am loving that. Physical strength protector. Yeah, so I feel like you are coming into your own. Now with this protector card, it's seeming as though like you're in this position where you're able to access your masculine and be the provider, be the protector, be the one that is being more dominant in the relationship and making decisions, but again, like coming from that leadership standpoint, is not being controlling, it's not taking over. You are literally finding your place in your dynamic, and I'm loving that. This is a crossing energy with the time has come and the time to act is now. So I do feel like this is a monumental moment in your life, where the decisions you make are mattering to the kind of path you are paving out for yourself and your family and your loved ones, like anybody who is connected to you on a level of going in the same direction as you. I feel like you are the one that's kind of paving this way during this time. And I do get the sense of people around you actually enjoying that and enjoying seeing this side of things. I feel like it may actually be a switch, just like as though previously the roles have been reversed, or maybe you've been underestimated, so this side of you hasn't been seen in the way that you are now showcasing yourself, because it's kind of I don't know, kind of see you like blushing, but not in an embarrassed way, but in a like gushing with pride kind of way, like yes, I'm in my element. So I'm loving that for you, Scorpio. I love it. So coming to the second row just underneath the one. So we're back in this energy of you belonging. This crosses with 4 cards. So rest and restore, rockabye. So the rest and restore is kind of not being forceful. It's understanding that taking things in easy and going with the flow of things is an action in itself. And with this being underneath that gift of solitude, where I'm like, I can just see you taking refuge and just sitting and being comfortable, where it's, even if it's like sitting at home and reading a book, taking comforts in that. The comfort side of things seems essential for me, as though enjoy and relax during this time. Potentially maybe something is coming where you might not have this opportunity to be resting as much. Maybe you have things that you're looking forward to. So it's like, take this time to just enjoy in the moment. Like, it's not being lazy. It's not whatever negative connotations that we put on resting. It's actually a very good thing for you to be doing during this time. And I would like to say it's kind of like we have to realize, for example, working out, people want to be at their healthiest, their fittest, right? And so sometimes they'll push themselves because it's about pushing your body past its usual comfort in order to get the results you want, right? But if you're not resting, those muscles are not repairing, the body is not relaxed. So again, you are getting yourself into more of a fight or flight response in your body because again, it's not having the downtime that's paired to make that healthy balance. So again, your body starts working against itself while trying to also keep up with the supply and demand, right? So again, that becomes unhealthy. So we realize that when we realize that that works for the mental, the physical, spiritual, all of the parts in our life or the areas, even the relationships, if we don't allow it to have downtime in relationships and we expect it to be all on full force and passion and whatever the whole entire time, it will die out, it will explode because the pressure is too much. Things need to flow and be allowed to have downtime as much as have the highs and the lows. So it's about balance. So I feel in this moment you are in a very balanced, you're where you belong, and just sit in that energy and enjoy it. Have patience. So again, you're being told to slow down. It also, have patience means that time is not of the essence. You have plenty of time. So you are where you belong. You are in this moment. So enjoy the present. Be in the now. I do feel like whatever you're going through right now is an essential moment. It's like when you're about to have a child. And those moments leading up to the pregnancy, like that's just as important as when the baby arrives. This is like the last moments that you pretend, like if it's a first child, it would be the last moments that you and your partner are just two people. You become a family unit. It's the last time that you have that young adult life or the adult before children life, where family will view you differently. You'll spend time and interact with people differently because there's a new dynamic now, and it can seem scary, but it's a good thing. It's a positive. It's where your life is heading, is evolution of your own life story. But right now, it's like the last and the firsts all combined. It can be overwhelming, but you're where you belong, and it's telling you to just enjoy and appreciate these moments. So obviously, if you're not having a child, that's literal scenario isn't, but the energy is there and relevant to whatever your circumstances are. Now, moving on. Next we have Step Up, Lady of Fire. So you are definitely stepping up. I just get this really strong sense of you again taking the initiative to kind of reach a next level in areas of your life, whatever that may be. And I think it's just stepping up, stepping into your own. And again, really realizing of how much you have grown as a person, Scorpio. This is an action card, so it is saying to do what is in your best interest, I would say, but also to let go of the past and appreciate and live in the moment, but work towards a goal as well, is what I would say with this. She is Lady of Fire, so she represents that fire energy of, again, passions, of growth, of movement. And that's what I see happening in your life. I do feel like you have growth. Now, the crossing energy of the time has come, the time to act is now, is in this card too. So I'll read the above one, which was the physical strength. The protector is also with release your pain. Now, it is in reverse, so it does want you to pay attention. I'm just going to look at it upside down, see if I get anything from that before turning it. Okay, I'm not sure, so I'm going to turn it around. So with this card, it signifies of letting go. It's about no longer allowing the past to influence your future. And I definitely feel that that's where you're at. You're in the present. So I do want you to let go of anything that's happened in the past and realize that it feels like a whole new chapter, a whole new book. It's like your life is a series, right, of books. And when you read the first one, when you read a book or you're in a movie, whichever is your preference, you're in that first movie, you're in that first book, and that's the world you live in. When it ends, closed it. Until you read the new book, until you go and watch the new movie, you're still in that old movie energy of that's the world, that's everything you know as you know it, that's all the information you know. But you've closed the book, you've finished it, you know all that's in that. Now I feel like you're in this new book, you're in this new series. New things are going to happen. There's going to be new dynamics. It's going to evolve from the last. You now are given more information that shapes the story completely differently. Never ever does it go back to what was. because that's happened. And this is why I feel for you, like it's never going to be the same again. The world is going to shift and change, but it's a good thing. Like that's the point. And it can feel scary. It can feel apprehensive. So while we move on from one thing to another, we have to realize we have to leave that past behind, and focus now on this new book, this new adventure. And by doing that is by releasing, is realizing that it is a strength of yours to have come this far, to be where you are today, and letting that shift and change from you so that you are no longer ever allowing the past to influence the future, because what was doesn't exist anymore. And it's very much blunt like that. And it wants you to do that now. This is the time for that, because you're in this resting kind of sense of being comfortable and being present. It's now is the right time for you to come into this new space of acknowledgement and releasing that of the old. And I do think that that means that any past pains, any kind of insecurities that would have previously hindered you, they just literally do not exist anymore. I would go as far as to say that, which means they shouldn't influence you anymore moving forward, which is a good sign that you have healed and that those traumas shouldn't be moving forward with you, because again it's overcoming them. And I do think where you are at in your life right now is exactly a statement to that exact energy. Now the last cards, I will say that this card feels, this is the one that jumped out, that was left in the deck even, which is the Delicate Fairy and her Ferret. Change is good, and yes, it can hurt. It crosses from stepping up and into release your pain. So change can hurt, and sometimes even the literal acknowledgement that things are never going to be the same again. It's growing pains. It's like when a child goes from being, I think it's around like between 4 years old and 6 years old, they start having growing pains where their arms and legs, their muscles will just ache and hurt for no reason other than they are growing probably at a rapid pace, right? And that's, I feel here, is the growing pains of releasing things and coming into the new. But realize that you are exactly where you are, and change is good. But yes, understand it can hurt, so you are in this releasing of the pains. So I hope that makes sense for you. Now these two are upside down. I'm going to turn them around to read because they are long. We have Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, which is creativity, genius, writing, expression, artistic flow, and then you've attracted wonderful news, the Dragonfly Mermaid. Loving that. The fact that these two are together, I feel as though this is leading towards some really, really good, favorable outcomes. I feel like you are, again, something is, a book is beginning. Your story, you're like on this journey. And I feel you're bringing something into creation. With this creativity card, genius, writing, expression, artistic flow, the fact that I've been talking about books, but maybe you're going to write something, bring something into the world. Maybe you are publishing. Maybe you have now got publication. I don't know. But this is a good indication that you are building something and bringing it into the world, and that, yeah, good news around that could be coming in. If it is in regard to writing in a book, I would definitely say that you have got some exciting times ahead of you. Otherwise, I would say this is a really great time for creating and bringing something into creation, whether that be babies, pregnancy, fertility, or whether that be a business, or whether it's friendships, whatever you aspire to. Just get in that creative space of thinking and growing and nurturing something in, because I feel like this is a very good energy. Again, it's like you are in your own, you are in an energy where you can take action towards your dreams and your goals, and bring that into the present, into the future, into the now, into the world, I don't know, into being. You have attracted wonderful news is basically saying favorable outcome. So get all those juices flowing, because it's going to be the good stuff. This is your time, Scorpio. Let's use that. So thank you guys for being here. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe to me and follow for your monthly and weekly, and I hope to share this year with you. Thank you guys.